Okay, it is 12 o'clock and time for our Ann Arbor Tri pre-race athlete briefing. This is something that we do before all of our triathlons because we know we have plenty of first timers who have lots of questions. And for so many people, no matter how many races you have done, you just never can get enough information before getting to the start line. So we take this opportunity the Tuesday before the race to give as much information as we can to all of you. Couple things about it. I don't mind people having cameras on. I love being able to see people's faces before race day because then we see each other out at the race and it's like, oh yeah, I saw you on Zoom on Tuesday. Kind of fun. And just for people to know that people are there and listening. And if you seem, like you have a question, I sometimes can pick up on that and go a little more detail. So totally good cameras on. I also know it's during the workday and people have a million things going on and you may be multitasking and can't really have that. So that is good too. My name is Eva Solomon. I am the race director for the Ann Arbor Tri, and I have a couple other epic staffers on the call today. They are here to help answer questions. I'm going to scroll through and see who's on here. We've got our operations director, Angela Karen, on the call, and Tara Barsha, our community engagement manager, on the call and they are there to answer questions during the talk. So I think you probably are all familiar with the chat feature on Zoom calls. Down at the bottom of your screen, there's a little chat. If you have a question that you don't want to wait till the end, you really want to know, you can drop it in the chat and they are there to answer questions. And then at the end, I'll kind of scroll through those. Anything that couldn't be answered, we'll talk about. And at that point, it's totally okay also to just unmute yourself and let me know if you want me to talk more about a certain topic or any other questions that you have. So with that, I'm going to share my screen and get going on all of this. Give me 1 second here. Gonna do this and then going to now move all this stuff over. Okay. Ann Arbor Tri 2025. Here we go. This is to give you an idea what the beach is going to look like. So, one thing that everybody absolutely needs to know is how to get there. Use the address 8725 Hankard Road to get to the park. Some people use that address. It takes them right here into the park. Some people, for some reason, they end up down here a little bit. But just know when you see this sign over here on the right, you can't really see it in this image, but it says Half Moon Lake. That's where we're going. We're going to be swimming in Half Moon Lake. So this is where you're going to turn left into the park. There will be a big Epic Races feather flag right here to help you know where to go. And then over here, when you're pulling in, you'll probably see some course markings because this is the trail where everybody's going to run. So you'll be able to tell there's a race going on, turn right in there. Packet pickup. You've been hearing about packet pickup, where to go, where to get all of your stuff. And give me 1 second. I've got my screen covered with all the faces up here and I'm having trouble seeing. Give me 1 second. I can't get it to get to the side. Okay, I think that's better. You have 3 opportunities to pick up your packet. I highly recommend the first 2, but if you have no other option, you can do the third, which is race day. So we're very excited about option 1, which is tomorrow night at Holmes campus. And a little bonus with that, come and hang out with us and get $1 off your first beer. Because you have a race on Saturday, I don't recommend much beyond your first beer, but we would love it if people come to Packet Pickup from 4 to 6. Holmes campus, get your stuff. We have Epic staff who will be there, and just another opportunity to chat, learn more about the race, and get all of your stuff. Second option is at the race site on Friday, July 11th, again from 4 till 6 p.m. And there we also have at 5 o'clock, we call it Triathlon 101, which will be happening in the transition area. And one of us will be leading that talk, just doing some of the stuff that we're going over today in the Zoom, but on site. So a little more detail with being able to look at the course, look at the lake and transition area and get more into detail there. If you cannot do option one or option two, you can get your packet race day, Saturday morning, July 12th, between 6 and 7:15 a.m. It's very important you do it before 7:15 a.m. because at 7:15, everybody needs to be on the beach for our mandatory pre-race meeting. When you come to packet pickup, please have your QR code ready. And that was sent to you when you registered for the race, you got a confirmation email, you had your QR code there. You also will be getting more emails that will have your QR code. So don't spend too much time going and looking for that confirmation email if you don't have it handy. You will get another email later today, and you'll get one also Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All of those emails will have this QR code in there that makes picking up your packet quick and easy. When you get that packet, these are the things that you will have in there. You will have a swim cap, and the swim cap color will coordinate with the race that you're doing if you're in the sprint or if you're in the Olympic. You will get a bike sticker that will go on the seat post of your bike. You will get a race bib that you will wear on your front during the run. In your packet, you will not get a chip to put on your ankle, but no, you will get that the morning of the race. So you'll pick up your whole packet, you'll get a whole bunch of stuff. But remember, race morning, you still need to pick up your chip, and you'll have a little strap to put on your ankle, and you'll just wrap it around your ankle there. You will turn that in after you finish the race. Those of you who did this race last year probably remember leaving that on your ankle. We have changed to a more accurate system, which is actually what we used probably 8, 9 years ago when we had the reusable chips. We have discovered they're a much better timing system. So we've gone back to that. And you just have to remember to get it race morning. So the biggest question we get from people is what to wear. And my best piece of advice to you is to wear something you have worn before when you are swimming, biking, and running. Don't try anything new race day. If you do want to change your plan after hearing the talk today, you still have a little bit of time to try that out. But as you can see from this photo, people wear all sorts of things. Some people will wear a bathing suit and they wear that the entire race. Some will wear a one-piece tri-suit. Some will wear a two-piece tri-suit. Some you can see in the back here have, again, bathing suits. Some people will be wearing a wetsuit if it is wetsuit legal. Lots of options. Sometimes people want to swim in their bathing suit and their jammers and then throw on a t-shirt when they're doing the run. Lots of options. Just know that you've done it before. And as you can see from our finish line and the course, lots of things, do what works well for you. Next biggest question we start getting, like weeks before the race, what's the water temperature? The thing is, whatever the water temperature is now, it could be very different race day. It could be much warmer. It could be much colder. If we get a big hard rain, cooler temperatures, it will cool down. But if we have lots of hot, humid days like we've been having, it could be warm. What I can tell you is that right now the water temperature is 83.1 degrees. Very comfortable if you're not wearing a wetsuit. It is still, it's not wetsuit legal if you want to be scored, but if you want to swim in your wetsuit, you still can. I'm going to go over the detail on that because with all of that information, what is that wetsuit rule again? So the wetsuit rule is if the water temperature is 78 degrees or lower, you may legally wear a wetsuit. If the water temperature is between 78.1 and 83.9, you can wear a wetsuit, but you are not eligible for awards. If the water temperature is over 84 degrees, you may not wear a wetsuit because it's not safe. Body marking and transition are things that we need to know about. So the transition area is the hub of the race, and that is where you will get body marked. Body marking, meaning you will have your number written on both arms and on your hand if you are wearing long sleeves. On the back of your calf, you will write your age, your age at the end of this calendar year, because that's your race age, and also what race you are in. The Olympic, you'd put an O, the sprint, you'd put an S, the duathlon, you'd put a D, and aquabike, you would put an A. You can do that for each other. We will have buckets with markers on the bike, on like hanging on the ends of the bike racks, or we will also will have volunteers in there who can help body marking, but it's important to get body marked before the race starts. When you're in the transition area, and this is exactly what the transition area is going to look like at Island Lake Tri, it's on concrete. We have 6 bikes per rack. You have a very small piece of real estate there. 3 feet by 3 feet is the amount of space you have. You can see right here. You cannot mount your bike in the transition area. So you see how people are walking their bikes? You always have to be walking your bike. You cannot mount your bike in that area. You walk it to the mount line. That's where you get on your bike. And when you are leaving the transition area, you need to have, this is why the body marking is very important. We have to make sure that your bib number, which is written on your body or on your bib, matches the number on your bike. We do that for security for the bikes. We don't want anybody coming into our transition area with a Huffy, leaving with a Cervelo. So very important to have that bike security. The transition area is for athletes only. That means you are the athlete. It does not mean any of your friends or family who came to cheer you on. It is a spot that's just for the athletes. They can stand outside and cheer you from outside the transition area. If you'd like to see as an example of how to set up your transition area, we have that on our website under how to set up your transition area. We also will be sending an email with the link for that. I believe it's in our frequently asked questions if you want to go there. Here's a little example of just very simple setup. This person has racked their bike. They have a towel. Usually the towel is just to mark your area. It's not usually used to dry yourself off. They have a race belt with their number on it. They have their running shoes. They have these bike shoes back here, and then just a small bag for their stuff. What we don't want is just big, people bring laundry baskets, people bring buckets of water, all kinds of things. There just isn't space for all of that. So once you get your stuff set up in the transition area, you get ready for the swim. You will come down to the beach at 7:15 when we have that mandatory meeting with everybody going over the details for the day. We have a time trial start. You are going to start 2 people at a time, 3 seconds apart. Here's an example of how nice the water is at this race. And you can see people getting in the water. Some people like to run right in there. Some get ready and do a dive. She probably should put her goggles on before getting in there. Some people, just make their way in slowly, all kinds of things. Don't fret about it. Do what works for you. And then before you know it, you have finished the swim. Some people are surprised. Oh, wow, that was great. Happy, all kinds of emotions finishing the swim. The Olympic distance will swim two loops around the course. The sprint distance will swim one loop around the course. And here again is just an example of the beautiful swim in Half Moon Lake. When you're out there swimming around the buoys, you will see this finish arch on the beach. Use this for sighting to make it back to shore. There might be other inflatable things here for you to look at, but it really helps. So when you're just looking, where do I go? You've got the buoys that you're following, but you look for this on the beach. After you finish the swim, you make your way up to transition, you find your bike, and you walk it to the bike mount line, which is right outside of transition. And again, where people are asking what to wear, they say, what kind of a bike do I need? The bike you need is the bike you have as long as it's safe. You want to, if you have not had your bike checked out for safety, you want to make sure it's safe. But we see hybrid bikes, fat bikes, road bikes, tri bikes, all kinds of bikes out at our races. Here is the bike course. The Olympic will do two loops and the sprint will do one loop. It's a very nice bike course. It's a little bit hilly and you'll leave the park. It's all right turns all the way around. For bike support, we're going to have Aberdeen Bike out at the race for any last minute bike needs. And also, if you're thinking this week, it's only Tuesday, but a few days, maybe you want to get your bike checked out, I recommend bringing it to Aberdeen Bike in Chelsea. So you've done the swim, you've done the bike, now you're doing the run. The run has lots of different terrain. You can see this is pavement. Part of the run is pavement. Part of the run is on grass, and part of the run is trail. A lot of the run is trail. It's going to be marked with little surveyor flags. We will let you know at the start of the race what color to follow. There are blue flags and orange flags. If you want to chime in, Angela, if you know which is sprint and which is Olympic, you can, or we can wait and announce it that day of the race.
I do know. So the Olympic run course will be marked with blue flags on the trail, which corresponds with what your swim cap color will be. And the sprint portion of the trail run will be marked in orange flags, and you guys will have pink swim caps.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so blue for Olympic and orange flags for sprint. So if you follow that color flag out on the course, you will be all set following the course. It's a relatively simple trail. This map is the Olympic distance. It's about 5.3 miles, and you can see basically it's the Crooked Lake Trail on the Potawatomi Trail going around here. And then if you look here, we can go back and forth. This is the sprint. The difference is right here, the Olympic would go this way, so the sprint turns, and then here they meet up. So a lot of the course, all this part of the course is both distances. The sprint cuts here. I'm going to go back so you can see the Olympic goes around, but there are these 2 points right here and right here, where here they veer off and then here they intersect again. Aquabikers. I'm talking all about this run, but you're not doing the run. Aquabike is swim, bike, done. And aquabikers always want to know, where do they finish? So aquabikers will finish when they enter transition area. So you've done the swim, you've done the bike, you now have your bike and you're walking your bike into the transition area, you cross the mat, your race is done, your time is done. But all the glory happens at the finish line. That's where you get your medal. That's where you get your post-race refreshments. And of course, your finisher's photo. So go rack your bike. No hurry. We've got time. We'll wait for you. Make your way over to the finish line. When you get to the finish chute, you'll see a spot on the side of the finish chute with a big sign that says Aqua Bike Enter Here. That's where you can come in so that you don't have to go all the way down and cut off people who are finishing from the run, from the triathlon. Come in from the side and then go through that finish line, big smile, arms up. I always say aqua bikers have the best finish photos because you've got all the time to prepare in transition area. You can fix your hair, you can put on lip gloss, make your way there, get your finish photo, get your medal, and then join in the post-race festivities. Another question, the relay. How does the relay work? So the relay teams will have an area in transition marked relay. And that's where they will have all three members for transitioning. So you set up your transition area there. And then the swimmer, when they come in, they'll go to that spot and hand the timing strap around their ankle to the biker. Biker puts it on, goes out on the bike. When biker finishes, they put it on the runner. Runner goes and does the run. Relay teams are either 3 people or 2 people. You just make it work the best you can, but all of that, the transition happens in the transition area. There's going to be a big flag that says relay. Of course, when you finish, you're going to want to know your results. You will see a sign just like this right shortly past the finish area. You can scan that code and that will give you your results. And after that, you're going to want to make your way over to the Lost Voices pub, sponsored by both Lost Voices, who are our featured charity. They are saving lives one song at a time. Lost Voices helps victims of severe trauma get back into regular life through songwriting. They are a wonderful, wonderful partner and charity. And the post-race beer was provided or will be provided by Holmes Brewery. Super excited about that partnership. Same place that you'll be for packet pickup tomorrow night. A lot of fun there. And you will be getting an email later today that will give you the opportunity to make a donation ahead of time for your beer ticket. Of course, the beer is complimentary, but we really do hope that people will give donations to Lost Voices to help support the beer at this race. And you can do that ahead of time if you don't want to worry about it race day. So keep an eye on your inbox for that. And here is our post-race festivities again. We also have breakfast burritos and pancakes and all kinds of wonderful post-race refreshments. All of our races are zero waste. We are very proud that we usually have less than 2 pounds of landfill waste after our races. And we are grateful for Happy Planet Running to help us do that. So you will see a tent like this, and you'll see little bins like this all around the race. So do not use trash cans. Put your trash in these bins, and then we have volunteers who do all the sorting. It's all single stream, and we'll take care of that for you. We have grab and go awards. We know that your time is precious and a lot of you are ready to get out of there. So we don't want you to leave without your well-deserved award. So if you finish top 5 in your age group, and the age groups are listed here, they are 5 increments, 5-year increments, you get an award. So you will pick up your award at the awards table. If you're overall, you will get an overall award. You'll pick up that at the awards table as well. We'll have a podium set up. So of course you can have that photo opportunity, but don't forget to do that. And biggest thing is just to have a lot of fun at the race. We are there to have fun with you. We're excited about it. This is our third triathlon already this season, and it's just been such a great season, and we can't wait for Ann Arbor Tri 2025. So with that, I am going to stop sharing, and I see that we already have 41 comments in the chat, so lots of stuff in there. And James has a question. James, you can unmute yourself and let me know your question. Hello, James.
Hey, hey, Eva, how you doing today?
Good. How are you doing? I guess,
Wonderful.
are you
Looking
in
forward
the
to
1 mile
Saturday.
swim? You're doing the 1 mile swim?
Absolutely. I'm
Awesome.
tapering, getting ready for it.
Good.
Hey, my question is, it's just I've been chatting with as Miss Karen in the chat, and thank you for the information. But I guess I'm still not clear. What happens at the end? Because at Island Lake, I was a little confused at the end in terms of coming out. I know I'm to do my two loops and then come in through the finish truss. What happens afterwards? I know I'm not going to the transition area,
You know what? I'm
but
glad you brought it
I'm
up because I
blind.
kind of ignored you because as you know, this open water swim is only the second year that we're doing this, maybe actually the third. But like I said, for the aqua bike, let's do the same thing as the aqua bike, where you go into the finish to go to your like you finish the swim when you get out of the water.
Hmm.
Okay, but then go to the finish area and go in the transition or the finish chute and go through the finish line to get your medal.
Where will that be in respect to the finished truss?
Oh, it'll be feet away from it.
Straight up the beach, James.
So
So
I will
you'll
see it.
literally you'll see the
I will
finish,
see.
the same swim finish arch that you saw at Island Lake. You run under
Hmm.
that, but continue up the beach into the grass, and we're gonna have a break in the barricades where you guys can come in and run across the finish line and get your medal.
Okay. I just need to understand that because I think I took added 7 minutes to my time at Island Lake as a result. So and
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
that
sorry.
that's
That should
clear.
not have
So
happened.
I just want to be clear what
Yeah.
happens in terms at the end.
Yeah, no,
no
and I
problem.
know that that was an issue. Well, actually, let me confirm, Angela, is there going to be are we going to be able to catch their time when they get out of the water? Are we
It'll
changing
be the finish line.
the time is the finish line.
Yeah,
Okay, so like I said,
there's
James,
not a second loop there. So if you want your actual time, hit your watch at the arch, but keep going all the way into under our finish truss
I'm oh, so the one inland.
on grass.
Okay,
your finish time will be on the grass. I apologize. I thought that we had changed that. So it's equal for everybody, but yeah, make your way up there. It won't be that far. It won't be a very far run, walk, crawl, whatever you're doing at that point.
gotcha. Thank you.
And I have some ideas of things actually to be able to finish your time on the beach. If that, we will send an email to all the open water swimmers if we implement my idea, but I need to talk to the team first. I can't just go do it, but I have an idea.
Thanks, Eva,
Okay,
Angela.
No
thank you.
problem.
Adam,
Hey, thanks. I haven't done this course before coming in from Ohio. Curious about the trail run. How much of it is on, like a dirt path? Are there roots? Are there rocks? I mean, I guess I'm trying to figure out like just what the
Mhm.
condition of the trail is.
it's
I
well, do you want to speak to that, Angela?
Sure. It's one of my favorite trails, so you're in for a real treat. It's my favorite part about this race. Which race are you doing, Adam?
The sprint.
The sprint. Okay. So you get a little bit of rolling hills. There will be some roots, and it's mostly dirt single track, about 90, maybe 80% of it. You're coming out of the park to get there, and you come back in the park from that way, and you're on the road for a short stint after your last aid station. But it's pretty much mostly trail for sure.
Sure.
I mean, you can do it if you're questioning your shoe choice. A road shoe would be fine.
Hmm.
But a trail shoe would give you a little more tractions, mostly on the downs than the ups, because the ups aren't that scary. But it's not necessary. But if you're comfortable in them, sure, why not?
Sure. Awesome. Thanks.
Hmm.
Are there any more questions or anything in the chat that was unanswered?
There was, what was it? Oh, the question about the time limit. When does that actually, it says that you must finish swim and bike within 3:15, but when does that clock start?
Oh, it starts when that race starts.
And then this question, duathlon starts, it is a separate start line. It's not on the beach, but it's near the beach, in the grass, and we'll shoot you guys up the path towards transition, and you jump right on the run path there for your first loop out.
There'll be two big feather flags that say do start,
Yeah.
do start.
Okay, so that first run, I'll have to check that course description out because the first run of the duathlon is mostly in the park. So you'll go around the parking lot and you take a quick out and back down by the boat launch
Down to the
and
boat
then
launch, sir.
come back through the parking lot and back down the hill. I mean, there is some grass parts, but the big trail portion of your run is your second run for sure.
Yeah, there really isn't anything that I would call actual trail on the first run for the duathlon.
Mm-mm.
It's in the park and it's on grass. Just a little bit afterwards, like coming down the hill is on grass. But yeah, it's not any real trail. Yeah. For the headphones, USAT, this is a USAT sanctioned race and it's USAT state championships, and USAT does not allow headphones. The Chelsea wants to know, when does the sprint start in the water? It will be about, my best guess is about 7:45 or 7:50. Are there any more questions? Anything else in here if I scroll through that wasn't answered that you guys can think of? And again, anybody feel free to raise your hand or unmute and Rob,
Rob's giving the thumbs up.
we're good, we're excited. And again, tomorrow we will all be at Holmes campus.
So, oh, sorry.
More
Saw a question
questions? Go
from
ahead.
Isaiah.
Go ahead.
So the Olympic doesn't start in the water. Everybody starts on the beach, but yes, it is the first to go at 7:30. And it's a self-seated start and it's two swimmers at a time every 3 seconds.
Hey, Joshua, we don't know yet if it's wetsuit legal. We'll know that day. So that's when I was talking about the water temperature. So we take the water temperature that morning and we take it in three places in the lake. And if the water temperature is below 78 degrees, it will be wetsuit legal. Between 78.1 and 83.9, you can wear a wetsuit, but you're not eligible for awards. Anything warmer than that, no wetsuits at all. And
So Jacqueline, what we mean by self-seated is, we get ready to let the swimmers go in and we say, the fastest runners, the ones who are overall competing and ready to go, they step up to the line first. And then it's a really fun moment of community and camaraderie. What is your plan? What is your plan? How fast are you swimming? And everybody just kind of gets in their groove and we start sending you in two by two and it always works out. And if you're one who's nervous and like, I don't want to be rushed or anybody passing over me and you want to go in last, you're welcome to do that too.
okay. It's not too late to make a change. If you can do it yourself. If you go to our frequently asked questions, there's instructions on how to make changes to your registration. If you have trouble with that, you can email our helpdesk at epicraces.com, and somebody can help you with it. But if you follow the instructions on there, it may say like switch event or something, but once you get into your Run Sign Up account, you can make changes in there.
It should be like manage registration and it would be under, the question was what category do you want to compete in? And it's either age group, Athena, Clydesdale, or collegiate, and you would have to just toggle to Athena.
Thanks for that answer, Tyler.
I just noticed the question about parking and paying for parking.
Mhm.
two questions. One, I assume they take cash when we pull in.
They do.
And then the second question is the pass just for a like a Michigan State Park pass? Because I have that.
Yeah, if you
Then
have
you're
it,
good.
you're all set. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a section on the website that talks about it. If you have a P on your license plate, the little sticker, then you're all set.
But I missed that.
But for
Thank you.
people who don't have that, yeah, you get the annual pass, like Tyler said, at the park.
Cool.
Although out of state can get the 1 day. Someone here I know was from Ohio. You can get that the 1 day from out of state. Spectators, really the best place for spectators is hanging around transition because you come in and out of there, between the swim and the bike and the bike and the run. You can look at the course map, and if your spectator wants to find a spot to go, they can do that. And actually, I said the best place is transition, but truthfully, the best place for your spectator is for your spectator to sign up to be a volunteer and to be on the course as a course marshal, because then they're right up there, places where spectators can't go and can be there to cheer you on. And if they want to be able to be finished at a certain time because you're going to be finishing, they just need to let us know. Um, Jacqueline, your kids can swim in the part that's open to the park. They can't swim on the swim course, but once all of the swimmers are out, there is an area that's public swimming, and they can do that. There is no lifeguard, so I do recommend that, they stay, if they're swimmers, they have to stay in the swimming area. There are some permanent buoys there, or have somebody there watching them. Our cutoff time is pretty firm. That said, we have never had to cut anybody off. So I think, Karen, you will surprise yourself. You'll be good. And you get a medal no matter what. We'll still be there. We may be, if I'm wrong and you're longer than 4.5 hours, we may be cleaning up, but we'll be there for you. And we'll make a big deal when you finish and you'll get a medal. Any other questions from anybody?
I think they're all ready to roll.
I think you're good. Okay. All right. Yay.
I'll be watching for you Saturday, Rob. You're a barrel
Rob
of
gets the
fun.
Spirit Award already. James has another question. Go, James.
Yeah, as far as parking goes and spectators, so the paved lot at the right of half to the God, I don't know what direction Half Moon Lake is, but when you start, it'd be on the right hand side, the major parking lot. That's where spectators would be.
Wait, you're saying there's a lower and an upper lot.
The lower lot.
Yeah, the lower lot. Yeah, spectators, that's a good spot for spectators. But
Okay,
like I said, the best place for spectators is to sign up to be a volunteer and be a course marshal.
copy that.
Registration they can do, and then they're all done. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you.
Yeah, we are too. And thanks again for bringing up the open water swim stuff. It's new for us, new-ish, and we're getting used to it. Tyler, you can be there as early as 6 a.m. And what else? Okay, yeah, you are excited to see you guys in person. Hopefully tomorrow at Packet Pickup, because I think it's just a good time to be casual and, talk more race stuff and all that. And maybe Friday. If not, we'll see you guys all on Saturday. So, okay, get back to tapering and back to work. We're going to get back to work here.
See you
And
Saturday,
we'll
guys.
see you guys soon.
Thanks.
All right.
Wonderful. Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye. See you soon.
All right, bye-bye.